Hello, this is Cheryl Wilson, I'm an abstract artist, and this is one of the videos in the series of creating a body of work, creating a new series. And this particular video is all about the underpaintings and my thoughts and what goes into starting the paintings for your series. I'm going to get started on a couple of these canvases, and I'm going to use some super heavy gesso and molding paste. Now normally I would use flexible modeling paste if these were larger, but these are smaller. And I want to just build some texture. And this is going to take overnight to dry. And it's just a preference of where I'm putting this and how much I want to put. I just like texture on my pieces, so I'm just going to get started. I'm actually going both ways because I turn my canvases around when I paint. I don't have them go in the same direction. So that way I can use them in any direction. This is super heavy gesso. It's a little bit different than the modeling paste. So in my mind, I'm just, as I mentioned before, when I create these, I have an idea of what I want my paintings to say, but I don't let that dictate the inspiration that I might feel as I'm creating. So I created this one, and again, my colors were blacks and whites and creams and grays, and then maybe some pops of the gold, and then the mixture of the gold and the black. So that's what happened on this one, and I love how the gray went down into where I had put the structure of the, when I took the palette knife and I lifted it up, it just took some of that structure there. So I'm going to continue with another painting, and again I'm just going to use some of what my intuition might be and just start painting. Just go with, you have something in mind, but you don't let that dictate every move you make, because if you do, you start to lose some of the inspiration that you might want to keep happening in your paintings. So I'm just going with the thought in mind that I'm not concerned about the outcome at this point. I'm just painting what I'm feeling like painting at the moment, with in mind some of the thoughts that I had when I initially wanted to create. And right now everything is kind of the same values. So I'm going to, at some point, I'm going to mix that up a little bit. See what happens right away when you add some of the black right here. It just, all of a sudden the painting starts to feel more interesting. So I got to remember not to bring the painting down to a tone that is all the same, a value that's all the same or too close. One of the things I like to do is use this blue shop towel to push down colors. It's not something that I like to do on every painting, but it gives a flattened look to the paint. When you're painting and you just use a brush, sometimes the painting can look a certain way. And if you do techniques like pressing down, like with the paper towel. Now I'm using a paper towel, so it's going to have a pattern on it, which right there, I rather like that. When you spray water and let it drip and then dab it up, you get this this look like the drip marks. So I'm just still playing. I may want to bring in some dark in a different place. Keep that dark there. It's sometimes nice to make marks that when someone looks at the painting, they have no idea what you've done. How did they create that, they may say. And I like that. My finger had paint on it, so I wanted to white that up a little bit. So it is a grungy look. The layers are great. A lot of times you can, if you have, like I have some gray on my palette, and you put a little bit more. I'm just putting water down and then adding, and then taking away some. Some of that splatter I want to keep, some I don't. Not sure I want that whole, maybe just a hint of that. I don't want these the same size. because all that does is take away from one of the shapes. So automatically, once I took the size down from having it the same size as that, it gave the painting a lot more of a importance. It gave that shape up at the top more of an importance. Of course, I'm going to get a clean spot. I like the way this roll kind of gives a hint. So I'm liking this so far. It's got some unusual marks. I don't have like pencil marks on it yet, and I'm going to put some pencil marks, but it's still wet, so I'm going to wait till this dries before I start adding some pencil marks. So I'm going to go to the next one. Okay. Keeping in mind that this has got a big spot up here that has got some design from the palette knife that I used. I may use it to my advantage. Now if I were to rub this over the top, that picks up some of what's on the top and leaves some of what's down inside there. I just don't know at what direction I want to go. Make some marks. Maybe I want that more of a pronounced black. Maybe I want just some of the top. I like my writing that I always add, and then I can take some of it out, smear some of this up. Drips. white. Okay, I may let that dry. Bring in another. I may bring in some of that gold. And what may happen is some of the ones I've already finished, I may go back and add touches of this color to it. Because I do, this is the iridescent gold fine. And what I did on the mood board is I added some of the black to it. And gave it kind of a more of a coppery color. So let's see, this is kind of a spot right here that's calling for a mark because it's kind of raised. I wanted to got some splatters on it, so I'm going to bring some of that in. And that was just an impromptu mark. So I may want to add I don't want these the same size. I have to be careful. So maybe make that a little bit bigger. Some of the gold. Again, I want to make sure that I'm not creating the same size, so I'm not giving myself a problem here. The eye likes a difference. Let's see. Just bringing some of that down here. Mute it out a little bit. Do some more writing. I always like to put my number 56 in there. You know me, you know me. So we put some more writing and then so I've got 4 going here. Let me see if I can bring this down. So that copper color that I've got going, I may want to add just a little bit to each painting. Even if it's ever so slight of a touch somewhere. So I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm going to come in with some more marking with like a graphite or a charcoal, and see where that takes me. So I stopped there, and I'm going to create another video where I talk about some additional pieces of art that I may or may not include in the series. I'm going to talk about using different types of hardener for the cheesecloth and canvas, attaching it to the canvas, a couple other techniques that I might use. And it's just a process of deciding where I'm going to go. There's where I used some plaster of Paris. I show you how to put that together, and that hardened really quick. What I'm going to do on that next. That's a smaller canvas that I might throw in the mix. But these are just all things that decisions I'm going to be making along the way. The next layers, taking the ones that I did for this video, you know, deciding, am I going to put marks on them? Am I going to, you know, create some more texture with different pieces of collage? This is an interesting piece of collage that I use in a lot of my pieces of artwork, and it's wooden. So they're just decisions I'm going to make. I'm still in a playing mode. So I wanted to kind of give you a heads up of the next video and what would be coming. But these are all just fun. We're in the beginning stages, the first stages, the play mode, the risk mode, the exploration. And so there's a lot of fun coming up. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you subscribe and hit the bell for when this next one comes out, because it should be shortly.